Hello everyone, and I already know this video is a little bit different from what I normally do, as it is Formula 1 and not aviation, but I want to do it anyway because I am a Formula 1 fan. I've never really talked about it at all, but I am a Formula 1 fan, and I would like to discuss the new Formula 1 paint schemes for this season because I think they're all really good for the most part. What you see right now is just the release car that Formula One themselves came up with. But for the third year in a row, I think all the Formula One teams did really well. And I just wanted to share my rankings of these cars so we can argue about them, I guess. That seems to be a pretty popular thing on YouTube right now. But I think this will be really fun to do. So I hope you enjoy the video. It's a little bit different, but for my aviation fans, stay tuned for a new aviation video tomorrow. I'll just go from worst to best here. So we'll start here on the number 10 spot, and it is the Haas F1 car for the 2022 season. I think we can all agree that this is probably the worst. They've gone with a really simple design, which I think sometimes a simple design works, especially in Formula 1, but this one it really does not. It's just a blank white with a blue and red stripe, obviously hinting at the Russian flag. And since then, they've removed it because since the Russian invasion in Ukraine. And they've also removed the Ural Kali logos for the same reason. I would say it makes it look better. Just, it's kind of weird having the American team. Haas is the only American team in Formula 1 having so much Russian stuff on it. I don't know. I kind of like the stripe a bit, but it's not a very good car, and the other ones will definitely improve on it. I don't really have much to say on it. It's just my least favorite, but we're gonna get into some better ones later on. So now we'll move on to the number 9 spot, and in the number 9 spot we have the Alfa Romeo 2022 Formula 1 car. I like what they were going for. I like the design that they were going for here, but the main thing that I really don't like about it is the Alfa Romeo logo on the side, which is in kind of this script lettering. I think what they had before looked a lot better, and I always really like the Alfa Romeo cars. This one I don't like it. I can't get myself to like it. I miss the old ones with the Alfa Romeo logo, like the circular logo on the side of the car. I think those looked a lot better than this 2022 version. That's why it's in this number 9 spot, because I really hate that Alfa Romeo logo on the side. I kind of wish they went back to like their 2020 car. I really like the 2020 car. 2021 was also pretty good, but I missed the 2020 design. I think this design has potential with the white stripe kind of going down the middle there, but I really just don't like that Alfa Romeo logo. I guess it would look a little bit weird with the circle there, but I just can't bring myself to like this one too much, but it's still better than the Haas, of course. But we're going to get into some better designs coming up now. And here we go, the number 8 spot. This is one that I really want to like. I'm telling you, this is a car that I really, really want to like because I've come to like Alpine quite a bit. For some reason, the color combo, I can't like it. I really like the color blue and I really like the color pink. Some of my favorite colors, but they just don't work together in this car. I don't know what it is, but they just don't work, and that's why I had to put it down here in the number 8 spot. Once again, I think this car has a lot of potential, but this one just doesn't work. It feels like, NASCAR in October for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, they put like pink numbers on the cars, and for some cars it works, and for some cars it really does not. I think this one, the pink just doesn't really work on it. I think they could improve it. I definitely see this car with potential, but for right now, I just don't really like it, even though I do like the colors. I don't like it. I know I said that quite a bit, but I'll move on to the number 7 spot now. In the 7th spot, we have the Mercedes 2022 Formula 1 car. This one, it's good. I think it's a good scheme, but I've never been a big fan. I think it looks fine, but I've never been too big of a fan of the silver Mercedes car. I know this is very controversial. You're probably going to hate me a bit on this for this one, but I've never really been a big fan of the Mercedes cars that were silver. I much prefer their black cars they had these past 2 years. I think it looks fine. I think it's better than some of their other silver ones, but I've never really been a big fan of the silver Mercedes. I know their nicknames are the Silver Bullets, but I I prefer their black ones. It's still, I think it looks good. I think the scheme looks really good. But there are better ones coming up later that I prefer over this one. So we'll move on to those now. Now, 6 and up. This is where it really got difficult. I think these schemes are all really, really good, and you can move them all interchangeably. So all these are really tough to place. In my 6th spot, I have the Red Bull, and the reason for that is that the car hasn't really changed since 2014 or 2015, something like that. The car really hasn't changed that much, and I think this car pretty much just looks the same as last year. I know there's a few differences, and of course an entirely different body, but the scheme really just looks the same, which was a bit disappointing. But then again, I think Red Bull's scheme is really solid. I really like the Red Bull scheme. I really like the Red Bull team. Go Max! Of course, in this car, it's number 1 on it for Max Verstappen. It's a good car. This is really close to all the other ones, but I just had to put it in the number 6 spot just because it's getting repetitive at this point, and Red Bull always coming out with the same stuff. I still think it looks really good, but I hope they switch it up a little bit in the future. Also, I kind of low-key like the Oracle logo on the side, and that also could be because I'm a baseball fan, and Oracle Park, I don't know, it's just a familiar logo. I don't know, I think this car looks good, but they gotta change it up a little bit. I am a fan of this one. In the number 5 spot, we have the Williams 2022 Formula 1 car. I am a fan of this one. This might be another one that's controversial. But I am a big fan of this one. I hope this is what Williams expands their brand on, because I feel like they've kind of been, I don't know, they've kind of been bouncing around with their liveries, and I don't think that really many of them are good. Last year, at the start of the year, I hated it, and it definitely grew on me as the year went on, and at the end I kind of liked it. I think this car is quite similar in many ways. It's just more blue, but I definitely hope that Williams continues building their brand off of this design. I think this definitely looks the best of what they've done in a long time. Way better than 2020 and 2019. The 2019 was awful. It was one of my least favorite Formula 1 cars ever, but I like kind of what they did with the diamonds there. I think it kind of looks like the Williams W. I don't know if that's what they were going for, but that's what it reminds me of. I think the diamonds look really cool on it. I think this car just looks really cool. So good job by Williams on this one, and I hope to see it again in the future. Great job. And in the number 4 spot, this one was pretty tough because I wanted to put this one higher up, but it's the Alfa Tauri 2022 Formula 1 car. I really like this one. This is definitely the best Alfa Tauri car so far. I really like last year's too. I think this one edges it out by a little bit. I really like how this looks. I really like the Alfa Tauri logo on the side of the car, and then how it kind of slants down. I think that looks really cool. And even the white wing, I think that's a good attention to detail, because there's the stripe that goes kind of down the side of the car that divides the white half, the top part, which is white base, and then the navy blue. Is that navy blue? I don't know. I'm just going to call it navy blue. But the top of the wing is white, and then below that it's navy blue. So that's a good attention to detail by Alfa Tauri. So good job on that. The only thing I really don't like about this car is the front wing. The flex box on the side, I don't think that logo really fits there. And also the Alfa Tauri logo itself on the front wing, I think it just looks awful, to be honest. I think they could have done a lot better job with the front wing. But other than that, this car is really good. So that's really the only complaint I have about it. Unfortunately, it is on the very front of the car and pretty obvious. But I think I can look past that and look at the rest of the car, which looks all really good. So good job, Alfa Tauri. We'll now move on to the number 3 spot, the top 3. And at the number 3 spot, honestly, this one could probably go higher, but I had to put it at number 3. It is the Ferrari. I know for a lot of people this is probably number 1. I have it as number 3. I think it looks really good. The only thing I would like to see on it is a little bit more white. Maybe the rear wing with a little bit of white on it, I think, or some white trim. But I really like the black on as the secondary color. I think that looks really nice, way better than last year's hideous Ferrari with the lime green Mission Winnow logo. I'm glad they got rid of that and replaced it with the 75 logo on the side. Don't really know what that is. And also good attention to detail with the Italian flag. But maybe my favorite thing about this car, I know this is such a very minute detail, but is the black halo. That's probably the best halo that I've ever seen. It works so well with the red. Ferrari did a great job with this car. I think this is one of their best cars that I've seen in a long time. So really good job, Ferrari. Big fan of this one. But I just don't think it is better than the next two, which you'll get to right now. These next two are really good. So is this Ferrari. This is unbelievably good. But these next two are maybe just a little bit more unbelievable. And my number 2 spot, really close to number 1. I don't really know. It can go either way. I really like both these cars a lot, but my number 2 spot for now is the Aston Martin. After last year's car, I also really like last year's car, but it seemed like they never really found their footing. This one, it looks so good. I don't know what to say. I like the kind of design on the side with the stripes going down, or is that arrow something? I don't know. I just think it looks really cool. The kind of the neon streaks, the neon trim. I think that looks really good. Even the small Aston Martin logo in the neon color, I think that works really well with the green and the black. Aston Martin did a great job on this car. It looks really great. Not really much more to say on it. I really like the color green. Green is my favorite color. So, of course, seeing a Formula 1 car with green, it's kind of hard to make a green race car that works. Like the last year's Anthony Alfredo Speedy Cash NASCAR car, that looked terrible. With this one, this is how you make a green car. This looks amazing. So, great job by Aston Martin on this car. This is great. Now moving on to the number 1 spot, you probably already know what it is. But we'll get there now. As you may have guessed, it is the Mclaren. This is, in my opinion, the best Formula 1 car for the 2022 season, at least for right now. This was really close to the Aston Martin. It could go either way. I would say this is the one that I was most excited about. The most excited about the reveal, and the one that I was most excited about when I saw it. I just thought the reveal that they did was the video there was super cool. I really like how McLaren is kind of theming their cars this year. I think it looks pretty. I'm excited. This car looks great. Of course, the blue trim there, it's different. I've always really liked the McLarens, except for the hideous 2018 and 2016, back when they were McLaren Honda. The car performed terribly and it looked pretty bad too. So I'd say this is a much better improvement. I hope McLaren does a lot better this year. They already did really good last year. I hope they do even better this year. But this car, I'm a big fan of it. The Velo logo on the side, I think that looks pretty cool. The only part that I don't really like at this point is the little orange on the side pod there. There's no logo or anything there, which I don't think it will stay like that. I think they are going to put logos there. But last year's McLaren was also my favorite. Sorry, last year's McLaren was also my favorite Formula 1 car. But I think they're going to hold that status this year too with this one. It looks really great. So good job, McLaren. I'll be cheering for you this year. Go Daniel Ricciardo and Lando Norris. I'm really hoping that McLaren has a good year, and especially with this car. So that'll conclude my list. Feel free to argue about it in the comments. Sorry for my aviation fans if this video didn't interest you. I promise there'll be an aviation video tomorrow, because that's pretty much all I do for 99% of my content. I'm not going to only exclusively do aviation in the future, but this is kind of just a special thing for me to do. So thanks for sticking with me here throughout this. Feel free to argue about it in the comments once again. And I'll see you tomorrow. As always, good night.